Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Hi, Bella. Okay, let me just say, I am seriously loving all of my pinais, all my pinsans, all my ninis. I love that you guys speak Tagalog to me in the comments. Let me just admit that right now. I love when you speak Tagalog to me in the comments. I was just thinking the other day, I for real need more Filipino friends because I'm starting to forget how to speak my own language. English is not my first language, so I'm an ESL baby. So I love it. I love it. Okay, let me finish getting cards for us. Here goes, guys. When I asked what this message, what this conversation was going to be about, I think Soul wants to keep me in suspense because, boo, what I heard, Soul message incoming. I was like, well, what's the message? And then I wasn't told. So this is going to be a surprise for me as much as it is for you. Alrighty. Whew. Here goes. Final deck. All right. How are you guys doing, by the way? How is everyone? How is everyone? Ooh. Frequency is picking up right now. A lot of frequency spiking. I'm picking up on that. And whatever this frequency spike is, it's definitely something that we need to make sure we understand what it is we are getting into. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let us see. It's a lot of energy. It's just a lot. I think we'll be okay though. Whatever this energy is, we'll figure out how to manage. A lot of what needs to happen right now is already happening. And I think it just has a lot more to do with being fully present and choosing, like consciously choosing to be part of whatever it is that your soul is saying needs to happen for you. Just, let yourself get to a point where you begin to understand there's no conspiracy against you. Your soul is not against you. You're not being punished. Things that have happened in your previous lives, they're just things that happened. It's not something that, for many of us, we have struggles. For many of us, we have struggles, and you need to be okay. You need to be okay with whatever you're struggling through. Not that you have to accept it, more that you have to allow yourself to get to a space where whatever you're going through is something that you know in your heart, like truly know in your heart, it's something that's intended to grow you. Okay. So let's see what these cards say. Okay. These are good. These are very good, actually. Okay. One more. Oh, okay. So this is about reclaiming your power. It's about you finally allowing yourself to recognize what it is that's happening. Are you allowing yourself to be fully present within your journey? Is that something that you're struggling with? Because whatever this is, it's happening right now. Spring, right? Spring, fertility. So you're being presented an opportunity to really allow yourself to create, to grow. Whatever this is, It's going to lead to an expansion of your awareness of yourself, your process, maybe some of the details of the ways in which you're going to go through the type of healing. And I say like this because it's like, we have to be careful about identifying as diseased states. What we need more than simply identifying as a disease state is allowing ourselves the time and the space to recognize why we're experiencing these symptoms. I think for many of us, we are not asking ourselves the questions. We're looking outside of ourselves to see if maybe someone else can tell us about us. You have all the answers that you need, though. People might say, like, well, if I have all the answers, then why don't I know? Maybe because you don't want to believe yourself. Maybe it's more comfortable for you to be told by someone outside of you who you are, how you are, your state of health, all of these things. And you already know these things. But again, you don't want to take that responsibility. What if you make a mistake? It's not that you lack intelligence, it's that you lack the trust in self that is necessary. It's really, it's really something that we need to work on. You need to work on trusting yourself and cultivating that relationship between the self and the soul more than you need someone to teach you about self-love, shadow work, and all these other things. Honestly, I feel like those things are more of a distraction than anything. I know it's a very unpopular opinion. Some people might be like, how could you say that? Because it's the truth. When you adhere to those types of teachings, what you're doing is you're denying what you actually need, because those things might address some stuff for some people, but it's not going to address everything. It's like, I see this a lot on social media, especially on TikTok, this thing where someone is sharing information regarding health, regarding supplements, alternative medicines, things like that, and they're just sharing the information. It's up to you to do all the reading, all the research, speaking to qualified licensed medical professionals who will take your, medical history into consideration, existing comorbidities, and all of this and all of that. And people get so mad because they're like, why doesn't anyone ever tell us the dosages? Because there's no cookie cutter approach that could be extremely detrimental to your health. Case in point, copper. This is a very, very common thing for people to talk about and share. People are like, oh, I drink from a copper cup. Oh, I take copper supplements. Oh, I use copper peptides on my skin and all of this stuff. That's beautiful. Beautiful for you. Good for you if it's beneficial. Here's the thing. Copper needs to be kept at a very, very specific parameter. Is very specific. If you go too much, it becomes toxic. If it's not enough, that's really bad as well. Did you know that if you're copper deficient, and you don't know if you're copper deficient unless you get tested, that can be the precursor for conditions that are ischemic in nature, strokes, brain bleeds, arterial dissections, those type of things. Did you know that? So you have people telling you to take zinc. Zinc will transport copper out of your body. It'll purge copper, not just excess copper. It will purge copper. Zinc does not know any better. So now you're taking excessive amounts of copper. That's toxic. That's toxic. At what level does it become toxic? You don't know. And you're listening to these people who don't know. They're not talking about these things. How does this apply to your spiritual journey? Because far too often we do this. We listen to people who read something that sounded good somewhere else, and now they're speaking so confidently about something they know nothing about. And because it sounds good, and now you're ego fueled, you're going to double down. No one's going to tell you anything different. It's never my point to try and convince someone that their logic is wrong, that their belief structure is wrong. You're going to believe whatever you're going to believe. I'm here just having a conversation. And if you're open to it, you can do some really powerful things for yourself just by questioning, just by allowing yourself to question your existing ethos. Your existing ethos. Yeah. So I'll give you guys an example from the spiritual sense, the spiritual aspect of things. Back in 2017, there was a lot of people who were first jumping onto that twin flame bandwagon, right? Twin flame, twin flame. Twin flame, twin flame. And I knew about it, and I didn't quite understand what people were so on about. Because these were people who they were very much adamant that their sexual partner, their romantic counterpart, is their twin flame, right? That your twin flame will be the bombest intercourse you will ever have. This is like your person. You have to stay together. You have to bump those uglies, right? Because that's sacred union. Well, I'm married. I've been married for 26 years at this point. And it's a thing of people were telling me, like, oh, I'm so sorry. You're not supposed to be with your husband. What? And they were telling me, like, oh, your twin flame is going through something. I'm sure. I'm sure, because if that's a twin, I mean, I'd be emo all the time. I'd be broody and emo all the fucking time. I'm sure he's going through something. What's that got to do with me? That I'm supposed to leave my husband, betray my family, and run off with this stranger. I'm sorry. Not doing that. I'm not doing that. No, because my perception of twin flames, that's your sibling. That's your soul sibling. And yes, you guys can have some type of connectivity. You guys can be in proximity to each other. And those who struggle to learn, need to be in divine union. So they're constantly being triggered day in, day out, trigger. Those are the people who are in divine union. They need a babysitter / tutor, right? All those people who are telling me to absolutely wreck and throw away one of the most important relationships I will ever have in this life. They went and chased after their twin flames. And I'm like, I don't know that you should do that. I mean, because do you like yourself? Do you like yourself? Like, if you weren't you, would you be your bestie? Or do you kind of not like yourself and you kind of feel like you're unstable and shit? You know what I mean? So give it a year and a half goes by. And all those people who were telling me to throw away my long-term monogamous marriage, you were right, Emmy. That's not my twin. That's my false twin. No, it's not even a false twin. It's not even a false twin. That's part of a program that was hatched. A twin flame is a real thing. It is. Most people will never come across their twin flame in their lifetime. I will say it again. Most people will never come across their twin flame in their lifetime. I am married to my husband. We have an extensive soul history, and it's a fucking brutal one. Let me tell you, it's a brutal one. He's not my twin flame. He's absolutely the love of my soul. I've been obsessed with him for quite a few lifetimes. We're not twin flames. I can't even imagine what being in a romantic relationship with a twin flame, much less a twin ray, would be. That would be a relationship with myself. I don't fucking think so. I don't fucking think so. I can't deal with my own emo shit. I can't. I can't. Mm-mm. I can't. That would not end well. It just wouldn't. I would be like, listen, you're fucking emo. You need to get a grip. I couldn't be gentle with that. I irritate myself, but according to everyone else, I'm supposed to be in a relationship with that. I won't face my own issues. I will look for reasons to be too busy to do the very thing that I need to do. I can't deal with that. I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to. So you have to begin seeing, are the things that you are really holding on to as an absolute truth, is it actually a truth, or are you just clinging desperately to that belief? Anything you can do to kind of be able to pass it off as an absolute truth, but you don't even really know if it is because someone else told you. I mean, some twin rays can get along. They can, but it's a very challenging, very, very challenging relationship. And one from that pair will probably carry the two for most of the relationship. Yes. Yeah. So, what is it that needs to happen? Well, by summer, you need to work on creating and enforcing these healthy boundaries. Very, very healthy boundaries are crucial. You need to have an understanding of what you allow and why you allow it. Do you allow these things simply because society tells you that you have to? I'm done with that. Yeah. I'm done with that because it hasn't done anything to further my acceptance of self and return to my point of center. It hasn't furthered that. It's created more issues than it has relief. So I'm not going to do that anymore. And I haven't been for quite some time. How about you? Are you willing to step out of that space of what other people are telling you you need to remain in? And if you're going to stay there, why are you staying there? Like, what is it? And I'm not saying you shouldn't stay there. I'm asking you to ask yourself why you are staying there. Well, I don't want to offend people. That's not a good reason. Well, because I don't want to make problems. That's not a good reason because those problems are not yours. You are creating problems for yourself by continuing to do that. It's like the equivalent of these people trying to give relationship advice when they can't even sustain a long-term relationship in a healthy way. That's crazy to me. To take advice from someone who can't do the very thing that they are telling you to do. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy. I can't get past that. In the spiritual communities, before I ever so gracefully bowed out, like, this is not my space. These are not my people. You know what I noticed? A lot of people will claim things that they cannot actually deliver on. And one of the most frustrating things that I saw, because I'm very much about being sterile in your energetic practice, like sterile, right? That's necessary. I've come across so many people who claim with the whole parasitic extraction thing, like they can do this, they can do that, but yet they don't know that they're infested. That's a major fucking problem in my eyes. So let's give it an analogy. You're a licensed, board certified surgeon. Yeah. Like, We have all the appropriate licensure and all of that, right? You're certified and everything. You've had the education, just beautiful, 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 beautiful. Surgeons need to have a sterile field that they work in. That means every other surface except the field that they're working in is covered with a sterile cloth, right? And not only do they have to wash their hands in a very specific way, all four sides, each finger, right? Each finger, all four sides, up to the forearms. And when they wash it off, nothing can touch it. That's why they come out of the washroom like this. And their team puts on gloves that are sterile, cannot touch anything else. They wear a sterile gown cover. They can't touch any, they can't even go like that. They should not. Nothing should touch. You should know this if you're a board certified surgeon. Your surgeon is a badass because they know everything. So because they know everything, they're not going to wear gloves. They're not going to wash up because, and don't even question that. They're board certified. And now they're doing abdominal surgery with no gloves, no sterile field, no nothing. No nothing. And they don't like the temperature too cold. So they want to keep it a nice, like, I don't know, 75, 77 degrees in that operating room. Except here's the thing, the reason operating rooms are so cold is because the air pressure goes out. If the other rooms are warm, the air goes out of the operating room, meaning less likelihood of airborne pathogens entering the operating room. Remember, sterility. So you have your surgeon who's not wearing gloves because he's a fucking baddie. He's a badass. He has a following. And then, oh, damn, wasn't paying attention. He nicked his finger. It's just his finger. It's not a big deal. Except he has hepatitis. Or he has AIDS. Full-blown AIDS. Those are some pretty serious conditions that are bloodborne. He's now bleeding into your abdominal cavity. It's okay. He's suctioning it out. It's not a big deal. Like, quit tripping. He just infected you. What is the likelihood that you will develop that condition? You don't know. You don't know. Because you don't know how much of his blood that went into your abdominal cavity is now floating around in your system. All of these things that you agree to, who determined those parameters that you have to operate within? Who decided these things? We don't know, do we? I mean, was it a narcissist? Because I've come across some narcissists who are not just narcissistic. Clinical narcissism is one hell of a condition. They're also extremely intelligent. What does that mean? Why is that significant? If I was actually narcissistic, do you understand the ways in which I could manipulate you with my depth of understanding of how words and your cadence will affect people? Facial expressions, especially those who are empathic. Did you know there are people who exist who can project beyond their auric field specific types of emotions that they don't genuinely feel, but they can project that? And if you're empathic, you'll fall for it if you don't know any better. What if I set those parameters operating like that? What if I was actually wicked and I set those parameters and you think it's for your health, you think it's for your safety, you think it's because I love you, but in reality, I just want better control of you. Yeah, there's people that exist that will absolutely exploit your hardship. I can do that for you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. I actually know two people specifically that I had worked with at one point. They would make all these fucking claims. And next thing you know, they get a little bit quiet and then like, oh, like, oh, what, 1 second, guys. What are they doing? Because they're live streaming, right? What are they doing in that 1 second? They're texting me. Emmy, we're being attacked on the live stream. We need you on here right now. I thought you're a parasitic extractor. Why the fuck are you calling me on there? That's right, because you can't hold your own. And I never said anything. I never said anything. For some of you who've been with me for quite some time, if you remember a live stream where I wasn't on the screen, I wasn't on the live in the first half of it, I was in a session. And then suddenly I popped into the live stream in the comments. And the person live streaming is like, oh shit, here's Emmy, the party's getting started. You know why they said that? Because they lost control of the field. They couldn't maintain defenses, not even for themselves. And they called me in a favor. It was a favor. Clear the field between your sessions. I didn't stay in that live stream long. Why? Because I had another fucking session to go to. So many people set these parameters that you believe in because you believe what they're selling. I'm not selling shit. You either resonate with the services that I offer, which you go book it, or you don't, which perfectly fine. I'm not a salesperson. Who are you listening to? You better not say me because, babe, we just conversating. I don't know what you need in life. And really pay attention to the things these other people that you watch say. There's plenty of people who watch my content and just regurgitate these words, but they're not genuine in what they say. No, I don't control you, but you're trying to. You're trying to. Emmy runs by fears. You should go to her. She's going to hurt you. Isn't that fear? Isn't that fear-based statement? So now you're probably feeling like, what should I do? I mean, if I can't count on them and you're telling me not to listen to you as well, what am I supposed to do? Trust yourself. Trust yourself. That's where you need to go at this point. Trusting yourself, allowing yourself to recognize you can handle everything your life brings your way, everything. And if it challenges you, that means you're learning something new about yourself, your capacity, and your capability. If it's easy, beautiful. You've been through that already. Apply the solution you learned the last time and keep it trucking. Keep it trucking. You need to allow yourself to learn the things that need to be learned. And soul believes that life experience is the best teacher. It is the best teacher. So people who are telling you like, oh, Emmy just lets the demon blah, 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 and I this and that. Okay, so you're trying to tell me that something That is energetic. That is consciousness. It's not a physicality. You're going to commandeer that and control that. Isn't that what demons do? That's called possession. So you believe it's okay to possess a demon and control them. Wow. Okay. Not according to the laws of sovereignty, but go on. And you want to say that I don't fully remove demonic things, because some people will get rebreached. If you don't maintain your field, it's going to get rebreached. That I allow that because I want more of your sessions. Actually, here's the thing. For many people, not all, some people just like to be infested. That's what I'm coming to the conclusion of at this point. But many people, they don't like being infested. They don't realize, though, that that infestation is supposed to teach them something about themselves. Sometimes you can try and clear it by yourself with thought, with no longer allowing access to your field. Oftentimes, you will probably need someone who actually knows what they're doing and has integrity. I'm not going to lie to you and just be like, oh, I cleared it. It was easy. Except now you're infected. Biatch. I gotta share this. One time there was this girl, cracks me up. There was this girl years ago, and she consistently came on my live streams. And I don't know, Soul would always point out her comments, because this was a time when I was really calibrating the algorithm, and social media was just pushing my content like crazy. No ads, all organic reach. And there would be like a couple hundred people on the live with me at the same time, and the comments would just be like this moving wall of comments. And Soul kept pointing out her comments, and she continuously said, every live stream she goes into, I do what Emmy does. And I'm kind of like, what is it that you think I do? Because I never told anyone what I actually do. Like, can you explain that to me? And she's like, oh, I'm a demon slayer. What? She's a demon slayer. How do you slay consciousness? Like slay as in slay girl, or like slay? Like, what do you mean? I had to ask. I had to ask, because it's like, how do you kill consciousness? How do you kill energy? Like, what is that about? And then one day she won a free session with me, because I used to do these, like this thing called Number Wars. And if you win, I'll give you a free private session. And she won a private session with me. And I was like, oh, it's perfect. I can ask her in private. And I was like, I'll save that for the end of the session. So I'm like working on her, and I'm like, are you aware that you're infested? She's like, I am. I was like, you're very infested. Like, it's bad. Oh, well, I mean, I can't actually see them. But I thought you said you do what I do. Why are you infested working on people? Oh, I do remove them. What are you removing if you can't see them? I go by feel. Oh, but you couldn't feel it on you. Like, what the fuck? They didn't say anything. I said, I cannot work on you with your field infested like this. I'm not willing to get infected with you. And I'm going to have to clear this. Is that all right with you? And she's like, yeah. So I clear everything and I work on her and I finish. And I'm like, how do you feel? Now I'm irritated because you fucking lied. I'm irritated. I'm like, how do you feel? And she goes, oh, I haven't felt this amazing in forever, and yada, yada, yada. I said, okay, good. You have any dizziness? Now I just want to be done with the session. I'm just like, you're a fucking liar. And then she starts a conversation with me about how, like, oh, I don't think I do the same work you do. Do you fucking think? You think? For the past year, you've been telling everyone we do the same work, and you don't even know the fuck work I do. That pissed me off. Why? Not because you're trying to compare yourself to me, but because you're trying to build your audience and gain their trust by saying you're me when you're not. No integrity, no field sterility, none of that. And these people trusted you because you were in my comments selling your services and I didn't stop you. So they thought we were buddies. I don't do that shit no more. Gotta learn somehow, right? You gotta learn somehow. Life teaches you what you need to learn. It teaches you what you need to learn. And yeah, no, that person absolutely joined the groups that were on a campaign to convince everyone that I was a demon. Yeah, I'm a demon, yet I'm the only one that's not breached. Oh, that's right. I'm just claiming that because nobody else can prove that I am or am not. So I'm the liar. I'm the parasite. I'm the wicked one, and I want to control you. And I'm doing things because of fear. Sounds like all the things you're doing is being projected onto me, and I'm minding my own business, not correcting anything. I had to learn a very hard lesson over the course of many years. Circumstance only gets as ugly as it needs to be for you to no longer participate in what you should not allow. Minnow Pond says, Pisces, this one is not like the rest. I'm not like the rest. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe it's time for you to no longer be putting so much effort in trying to be like everyone else. Everyone is so hell-bent on being able to hear things, see things, channel messages, speak light language, talk to the aliens, the ascended masters, and all of these things because it's cool. I mean, there's a draw to it. Obviously, it's something that's fascinating if you don't know any better. It's fascinating. It's like, oh my God. Except I do know better. I do know better. And a lot of those things are doorways. You do whatever you need to do. You partake in whatever you want to partake in. I believe that people should be free to choose what they're going to do. You need to have an awareness, at least a general awareness of what you're getting yourself into. And if you get yourself into some sticky situation, you're going to learn something from that. I don't mean as a punishment. It's not a veiled threat. You're literally going to learn something from that. So once you realize like, oh, damn, I picked the wrong thing. Put your glasses on, get your notebook out. Life's about to teach you some amazing things about yourself, about what you're capable of, what you can endure, what you can overcome, how strong you actually are. It's not a scary thing. I never understood why people keep trying to say that I operate from a space of fear, like I'm trying to convince you to be afraid. What do you have to be afraid of? Everything you go through is going to teach you something profound about yourself. Why would you have to be afraid? Like, I can understand why you could potentially feel fear, especially at the beginning. It's an unknown. And if it's something you've never experienced before, having to do with spiritual stuff, that could feel scary in the beginning, of course. Yes, that's normal. Rock that lesson anyways. You never had a first day of class where you felt nervous? First day of work where you felt nervous, felt afraid? What if I don't make friends? What if I fail? What if I get fired? All these what ifs. What if you just are present, knowing that eventually you'll get comfortable and you will learn everything you need to learn? How present are you in your life? One time I got recruited to be a makeup artist for a major brand. And it was a thing of them trying to train me. And they were telling me the general things. And I had my little notebook. And they're like, oh, how cute. You have a little notebook? I said, yeah. Like, oh, no one's ever used a notebook before. And I was like, well, I have a photographic memory, but I just like to reference things just in case. I like to organize and reference. I'm like, oh, it's my tism. I love that shit. And then, so the first part of the training is gone and is done. And they set me loose onto the floor. And rather than like try and interact with other ladies, which is what they were expecting, I just introduced myself, said hello to everyone, and then I went right to all of the makeup and I began swatching all of the makeup. I was like, what are you doing? Swatching the makeup. What else would I be doing? There's no customers in the store right now. I'm not here to socialize. I'm here to excel. And they were like, okay. So I swatched all the makeup, all the lipsticks. I knew all their names and exactly what shade it is, undertone and all of that, the consistency of the lipstick, like whatever formula they used. I knew all the shades of eyeshadow. By the end of that day, I knew all of that, the entire line, what's best to layer with what. And you know what ended up happening? With no effort, just because I showed up for myself, rather than doing what society says is what's the societal norm. Um, I ended up becoming the regional specialist. What does that mean? Any store that's a must-win store, meaning their numbers have to exceed a certain percentage of profit. Every day, they match it to what they made last year, and they have to beat it by a specific percentage. I was the one that would beat that percentage. You can ask my husband. I would work like 50, 60 hours a week, even on my days off. If you have not met the numbers yet, you call me 2 hours before closing. It doesn't matter how low. 2 hours before closing, and you better have some white chocolate covered gummy bears as part of my compensation. Your girl needs some snacks to keep me pleasant. You call me in, I'll exceed whatever numbers you want. And they couldn't understand how I was doing that. It wasn't a sales technique. I showed up as a genuine person. I showed up as a genuine person. One time they called me an hour before close. They were down like $5,000. I walk in, I'm by my makeup spot. There's this girl who's browsing. One of my coworkers is talking to me. I said, hold on, I'll be right back. I'm going to go help someone. And they're like, she's just going to look. She's not going to buy anything. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to help her. I said, hey, girl. Hey, girl. You want to play with me? And she's like, what? I said, just sit down. Let's play makeup. She goes, oh, I'm not going to buy anything. I said, you don't need to buy anything. You don't need to buy anything. I love your facial structure. Your bone structure is amazing. She's like, really? I said, yes. What do you mean, really? You don't know? She goes, well, I don't know. And I was like, give me 5 minutes. Let me do a look on you. You don't have to buy anything, but just, I have to do your face. I have to do your face. And then you decide whatever you want. So I do her face. She's like, oh, what's that? For everything I put on her, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? I said, oh, it's this. It works for you because your skin is blah, 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 blah. I know all the information. I'm just telling her. I'm not expecting her to buy anything. I set everything aside. I said, okay, so this is all the stuff that I used on you. And I mean, you really don't need much. This is like glam look, whatever you want to do, if you want to go somewhere or whatever. Or if you're feeling kind of bougie that day, casual bougie. This goes really good with casual bougie. And she's like, oh my God, I love it. And she goes, keep that aside. Okay. I have to just go get my mom. I just came in here because I was waiting for her. And I said, okay. And then I go back to my coworker. She's like, I told you she's not going to buy anything. I was like, oh, maybe, bitch, whatever. So I'm helping other people. And then she comes over to me. She goes, hey, so I have my mom. My mom loves it. We're going to take 2 of everything. I said, 2 of everything? Oh, the makeup? And she's like, yeah. Will it look good on my mom? I said, there's a couple other things that I think would look really good on your mom. So I do the makeup on her mom. Only takes me like 5 minutes. And then I added a couple other things. And her mom's like, oh my God, I've never seen myself like this. And I was like, you look so good. Now I see where she gets it from. And it was the truth. I wasn't kissing ass, like fucking the facial structuring. Like, girl, I loved it. I loved it. And they were like, yeah, we'll take 2 of everything. Is there anything else you recommend that we can play with? I said, yeah, this, and this. They're like, okay, we'll take 2 of those too. I was wearing my work smock and it has deep pockets and I put everything in the pockets. And I'm like, hey, so I'm gonna just walk you up to the register because the line's super long and I'll open a register and I'll take care of you because I mean I started with you. And then, we'll just take it from there. My coworker who told me don't play with her because she's not gonna buy anything. She sees me, she goes up, I go up to the register and I'm just holding one thing. She goes, that's all she's getting. I said, girl, mind your business. So I set it on the counter and then I start emptying my pockets, emptying all the pockets. And she's like, I said, not right now, not right now. And then I ring it all up. And it was quite a bit of money. Quite a bit of money. And you know what else happened? Her mom said, we'll only go in this store when you work here. What days do you work? Because I want you to tell me everything about all the products so I can have the entire line that works for me. And I said, sure. Even if I'm not here, you just let one of the girls know and I'll come here on my day off. She's like, oh, you don't have to do that. I was like, you're my tita now. They're Filipino. I was like, you're my tita now. That's my pinsan. Yeah, I'll come in. I don't live too far. I'll come in. I'll tell you exactly what you need. If you show up just as yourself, I wasn't trying to sell shit. I wasn't trying to sell jack squat. I was honest and I had integrity. You know what happens? Life happens for you. They can't teach you how to shine because only you have the playbook on how to polish yourself to shine at the highest degree possible. You know, there are people who exist who are offended by the fact that you shine naturally. And they will tell you all of these things that make you think they're giving you that permission that you are seeking, you are craving from other people. You're thinking they're giving you permission, and all they're doing is telling you how far you can go, and it's never beyond what they don't give you permission to shine to. I guarantee each of you have at least one person in your life, whether it's a family person, a friend, a coworker who you think they're for you, but in reality, they keep you close just to make sure they can sabotage you before you go beyond what they could ever reach. Some of them are covert, some of them are just forthright in their haterations. Regardless, show up and shine. It's time for you to fulfill what you're in this life to fulfill. It's time for you to step into that purpose. It's time for you to find balance. How are you going to do that? By letting go of the things that continue to seek to create imbalance in you. You got that one friend or family member that never has anything nice to say? They're always super vocal if something's going wrong in your life, and they want you to confide in them because you can trust them. But in reality, they just want to know you're fucking up. And they're so vocal about how you fucked up. But the moment there's something beautiful to share, you're bragging. Oh my God, there you go, bragging again. You think you're better than everyone. I have quite a few people like that, or had. They no longer have access to me. They no longer have access to me. It doesn't matter your title. If you don't treat me in the way that I deserve, well, then I won't allow you to continue treating me in any type of way. Not even the fake nice. I don't need that. I don't need any of it. I don't. When you lose your fear of not fitting in, when you lose your fear of what people will think, you start to really shine. You start to really, really shine. And, maybe those people and circumstance that are so abrasive towards you, because for many of you who are intended to shine, that's your destined path, is to shine. There's a lot of people who are abrasive when it comes to you. You just rub them the wrong way, and so they have to rub you back the wrong way, right? Here's the thing. You need to see those instances as rubbing compound, polishing compound. Oh, if you're not into lapidary stuff. So after you sand the stone, you need to polish it. And depending on the grit that is in that polishing compound, that's what's going to determine the degree of polish. So you can polish it with that compound just to remove the fine scratches. That will be okay. Or you can continue going step by step, polishing, polishing, polishing with finer and finer particulates in that compound. And you can take it up to a mirror finish. Mirror finish. Yeah. You see, some people think that I got into sword making um, just because. No, soul put me onto that. Why? So that I could sell swords? So I can make money because money, money, money? No, no. Because it was teaching me something about myself. All these people who are consistently abrasive towards me, they're helping to polish me. They're helping to polish me. I've been through enough in life that now my polish, it's a mirror finish. It's a mirror finish. Yeah. I'm still not a completed sword, though. It's still the blade that's been worked on. The hilt has not yet been designed. The part of me that will be held by divinity in order to wield me with precision for whatever task I was custom created to fulfill in this life. That's not yet done. It will be done in appropriate time and measure. Michael says to show you guys this. I know I keep saying, but I keep saying that I'm going to sell this on my website, but I just mirror finish. It's a dagger. And for everyone, these are patented designs, patented with the Patent Office, United States Patent Office. Yeah, that's my design. Yeah. You see that? Ooh, she's showing off. Look at that. You see that? Ah, love it. She's been sitting by this desk for quite some time. I know. I shall find your home soon at some point. At some point. Had this for quite a few years. We'll just put it right there. So you need to know that you're protected. Protected from what? From the disrespect of those that want to like negatively affect you, negatively impact your journey. People can want and intend to do whatever they want and intend to do. None of that matters without your consent and approval. None of that matters. I'm serious. Yeah, how many people have wanted to harm me? None of that mattered. Why? Because you won't have access to me. Please. Yeah, I'll bring that to the event. I'll bring something. Absence. I think for some of you, this is a message from soul that the solution for whatever it is you're going through is your absence. I think for some people, this is going to hurt your feelings when I say it, but it's necessary for you to know. Okay. I think for some people, your presence in their life enables their toxicity. You're too nice, you're too kind, you're too patient. It's become enablement. And if you really love someone and they're not taking your words, patience, kindness, assistance, it's time to back away. It's really time to back away. It's time. You need to know when your words and your actions are a waste of your energy. You're not here to save anyone. You're not. You see, over the years, And it really touches my heart when people share this with me. Like, genuinely, it touches my heart. I've had people tell me over the years, like, I mean, you don't know this, but you saved me. And I'm like, what was happening that you would say that? Like, what? I mean, are you okay? Right? Because that's like, are you okay? That's my main thing. Are you okay? And they tell me, like, you didn't know this, but I was going through some really intense things and it was really dark and you saved me. And it's like, but I didn't. And it's not me not being able to take the credit. It's me recognizing I simply showed up and said whatever I said. Your soul needs the credit. You and your soul. Why? Because your soul is the thing that led you to me, knowing I would talk about what I was going to talk about that day. And I never know what I'm going to talk about. Your soul led you to me. You decided to stay and implement what I said, whatever it was that I said, whether it was just to get you to question something within yourself. You did that. I did not save you, but I'm very honored that you gave me some type of gravity that helped to keep you anchored into this life when it was hard for you to hold on. To me, that's huge. That's huge. That's a huge honor. But I don't save people. I say the things that are difficult to say and sometimes even more difficult to hear because it holds you accountable, even though I don't know who's watching me. I don't know who will listen to this and how it will affect you. I don't know. So you can't give me credit for something I did not intentionally do. I did not intend to save someone that day. I simply showed up as myself. Maybe that's all you need to do. You have no idea of your effect on people. I know I don't. I know I don't. I'm finally exiting that space of when people compliment me and tell me how powerful my effect has been on their life. It's embarrassing to admit this. For many, many years, I used to be like, either you're a liar and you're just trying to make me feel good, or like you feel bad for me and you're trying to make me feel good. You feel bad for me, just being really nice. You feel bad for me. I probably look like I'm having a rough day. And so you're just trying to say something nice. You probably say nice things to everyone. That's what I've thought for a very long time. And now I'm realizing, okay, y'all know that I know if you're lying to me. And so why would you lie to me? Right? Why would you lie to me? And so now I don't think people are lying to me. Now I'm like, I don't know what I did. Probably don't even remember the conversation, but I just know that your perception is a valid one. I will not negate that. And I will simply be grateful and humbled that you think that of me. Sometimes all you have to do is show up as yourself, not as a caricature, not as a cosplay of others, but just showing up as yourself. It's time to allow yourself to be renewed. And how are you going to do this? What's the pathway? Well, you have to stop being inconsistent with yourself. For some of you, you are so consistent with other people, but never consistent with yourself. Are you unhappy with your life because you have no consistency for yourself and you go out of your way to be consistently there for the people you love, but they don't do it for you? And now you're like, that's not fair. I don't have anyone. Okay, I'm going to tell you something difficult, okay? It is going to be difficult to hear. And it's not my intention to hurt your feelings. I think for some of you, it will hurt your feelings. And that's not my intent. I hope after you process however this makes you feel initially, you'll be able to kind of see it at face value. And as you see it at face value, I'm hoping you'll be able to be like, okay, you know what? That's my decision. I get to choose something different because you do. You get to choose something different. So You go out of your way to be consistent for other people because you love them and they don't do the same for you. And that makes you feel like you have no one because they don't care and people use you. You did it to yourself. That energy that you had, that you used on someone to help them and they never even asked you, that was supposed to be used on you, but you didn't want to do it because you were afraid. And then, without asking them if they were interested in bartering energy and effort, you force this upon them, expecting repayment for something they didn't realize was going to be held over their head. And then, and then you played it off so fucking good. They have no idea how destroyed you feel inside. You are one of the strongest people they've ever seen, and they have no idea how much help you need and how badly you're struggling because you'll never let anyone see it. Because again, you're afraid. Whose fault is all of that? If you need to apply fault somewhere, whose fault is all of that? The better question is, why do you even need to blame? Why can't you just see that if you were able to create something as complex as that type of dynamic, that you can create dynamics that are very healthy for you, very reciprocated, very loving? Why can't you see that? I will still do for the people that I love with no expectation. That's how I've always been. But I no longer feel like no one cares. No. Why? Because I know I have a handful of people that so deeply care. So I hope my family doesn't mind me sharing this. I had family that got injured. It was abrupt and I knew it was serious. I don't know if they knew how serious it was, but I immediately rushed to their house, which is not, it's not close. It's like over an hour away. We immediately rushed there late at night and I was like, you have to stay with me. Like, we can't leave you like this. Like, this is serious. This is very serious. And luckily, they agreed to stay with me so that I could take care of them. They ended up staying with me for like a week. And during that time, as the inflammation began to set in, which I knew it would, um, they pretty much couldn't move. And luckily, I had been working out heavily already for quite some time when this happened. And so, despite them being taller than me, I was able to deadlift them all over the couch. Just like deadlifting the shit out of them. And it was super easy for me, right? And I was able to assist to the best of my ability to get them back on track. And I didn't expect anything in return. That's just not how I love people. If I can do for you and my heart calls me to, I will do for you. It's never held over your head. And and they got better. They got better. And then wouldn't you know, sometime later, I got injured. Not from helping them, but I got injured because of something else. And it was quite possibly the most debilitating pain I've been in many, many, many years. Like, I don't know, 15 years or so. And it was debilitating. And then one night, it was fairly late at night, I texted them and asked them, like, what could I do for this? And they dropped everything they were doing and they came over and they worked on me. And they did this multiple times a day for the next 2 weeks. Because they knew. And I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to ask. And we were both able to be there for each other because we finally found the courage to let someone we trust know that there's something happening that I can't handle. There's something happening that I can't handle. And pretty much no one had any idea of what was happening. I didn't share it. I still showed up every day to work, masking, sedating. No one had any idea. Even if the world doesn't feel safe to you, there's at least one person who you know is your safety net. That day, it was 2 people. Because as I texted that family, the doorbell rang, and it was other family. And I didn't dare let them see me because, ooh-wee, that would have been an ER visit, 911 call if they saw the state that I was in. Maybe people that have the capacity and the willingness to love you with no strings attached. Maybe they're not helping you because you're so good at hiding when you need help. I mean, maybe it's time for you to let at least one person in. Maybe it's time for you to admit to yourself who you can actually trust, right? Minnow says, don't miss this epic breakthrough. I think for some of you, this is the breakthrough that you're looking for. This is the part of your awareness and your journey of exploration of yourself where you begin to realize you actually are the root of everything you go through. Whether it's a good thing, whether it's a bad thing, it's highly contingent on your degree of avoidance. It's highly contingent on whether you will cooperate with your soul and learn what needs to be learned in a civilized manner, or if you're going to fight tooth and nail. If you're going to fight, I promise you, your soul knows how to fight too. It will subdue you. It will subdue you. It has access to much more than you, the human aspect of you, does. And once your soul gets tired of the ways in which you continue to fight your process, it will subdue you. It's up to you. Because when you fight your soul and you lose, you learn something profound. I don't believe in right or wrong. I don't believe in failures or mistakes. I believe that we have the choice, the freedom to choose the depth of learning we will experience for any given circumstance. It's a depth of learning. That's what I believe. That's why I'm not afraid of things. I might feel fear for a moment as I calibrate what I'm supposed to pay attention to in that moment. And as soon as I identify whatever it is that I need to pay attention to, that fear dissolves. It leaves. Why? Because now it's being converted into the fuel that I need to hyperfixate in order to apply the appropriate solution, a feasible solution that can provide long-term sustained benefit. If you can see your life in that type of way, instead of just consistently seeing it as like life is unfair, things are not going my way, they're absolutely going your way. They're going in the way that you've chosen. All of it is going your way. You chose it. It's not about blame. It's about recognizing it's time to own every aspect of your life. It's time to own it. You can't control other people. And just because you're nice does not mean other people will be respectful of you, will be considerate of your needs. But you control how their actions will affect you. how their lack of consideration will affect you. You control that. You control that. And if you're going to tell me, no, I can't, then that's what you've chosen. You've chosen to allow. There's a person that I know, and I've allowed that person to be mad, disrespectful, and dismissive of me since teenage years. At the very least, since teenage years. And I'd say about a year ago, I finally had enough. I disappeared for a while. And from what they say, that wrecked them. They're very sad about it because I just disappeared without a trace. And I just kind of was like, I'm done. And so I come back and I'm trying to rebuild a connection, a healthier connection, because I had projected what I picked up on this person and attributed it to their then husband. And when I came back, there was no more of that husband. So I figured we could have a healthy connection. We could build that up and have a healthy, lifelong connection. Except I realized after that husband was gone, the husband wasn't the issue. It was always that person. They always had this feeling. The husband, the ex-husband, wasn't the one that cut me out, that excluded me from their life. It was the person. And because I had written them a handwritten letter letting them know I will always be in your life. I will love you through everything. I suck at keeping in touch, but I'm working on that. You're important to me. I love you so much. And I want us to be close. I want you to be able to trust me and know in your heart I will never go away. And you know how they receive that? Oh, I got this bitch by the balls. They didn't say that to me. Their actions did. Because after they received that, guess what? They felt very comfortable sharing with me. I didn't ask. They just shared it with me. How they talk shit about me in front of a child. Yeah. And I was like, oh. What did I do? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Just live my life. I don't do a damn thing. No, I'm not a victim. I literally don't do things to people. I don't. That's not in my character. If you do shit to me, it's in my character to decide whether I'm going to be a problem for you or the whole fucking problem, or just cut you out because you're not worth my time. So I made a decision. You're out. You're out. Because I don't need anything. I already struggle with seeing myself as someone who adds value to other people's journey. I already struggle with that. I do. The last thing I need is someone who makes these snide little comments that are intended to cut me down, just because they're more comfortable with having the type of relationship where I am in detriment, where I am destitute, and they can come in as my savior. They didn't like the fact that in the time I was gone, I became myself. And it just so happens it's within my destined path to be wildly successful. Because it's given to me? No, because I work real fucking hard for everything I do. My work ethic is unlike any other work ethic. I push and push and push, and I excel in ways that meet my standards. My standards are fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. You can ask my husband. My standards and my expectations for myself are fucking ridiculous. But that's how I excel at anything I do. Because I won't give myself the option to reach any other level but what I deem is appropriate for me. Has nothing to do with competing and comparing with other people. Even if you reach a level that's beneath where I've reached, I will celebrate that. That's a big fucking deal. That is a big fucking deal. You did something for yourself. Hell yeah. We celebrate that, because what I do for my life has nothing to do with what you do for your life. And you're not less successful just because you didn't reach where I did. Maybe you weren't meant to go up there. That's got nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with you. You achieved something and we're celebrating that. If you can exist in that way, why do you deserve less from other people? And I used to believe I deserved less, and I would tolerate less very silently. I would make people feel so comfortable disrespecting me to my face to keep the peace. There was no peace. Now there's peace. But I thought you cut them off. Exactly. Exactly. But what about the kids? Well, I mean, they're not mine. I still love the kid. I do. But it's not my kid. And if I can't get along with a parent, then I just need to leave that alone. I will not create a toxic environment between a parent and child. And if a third party is hell bent on making sure they're the more favorite, well, y'all can just do all that shit without me. Like, I'm good. I have hella kids. I have hella kids. I'm gonna just focus on my kids. Like, I'm not, no, we don't, there's no need to fight over a kid I didn't even birth. The kid's not being treated poorly. My presence is actually creating an issue because now it's some type of low grade competition of, I'm not doing none of that. Y'all keep yourselves to yourselves. I'm going to stay over here, live my life, and it's all good. There's peace. I don't feel bad. And some of you might be like, well, don't you miss what? Miss being poorly treated? I don't. Well, don't you miss what? Being gaslit into thinking I'm less than when I already struggle with that? I don't miss that at all. I don't. If people you walk away from want you to miss them, maybe they should have treated you better so that you didn't feel the need to walk away. I mean, that's a thought, right? Treating you better, especially if you've earned it. I don't feel like I'm entitled to anyone or anything. But if I've been nothing but good to you and you can't reciprocate, there's nothing that needs to be discussed. If every time we interact, it's very clear to me that my existence irritates your fucking soul, I'm out. There's no need. I'm not going to ask you why. I'm not going to ask you what I can do to change myself. I will give you your peace while I protect my own. I mean, that's so immature. Immature that I'm respecting your needs while also addressing my own? That's nonsensical. That's nonsensical. You can't just cut people out. I'm pretty sure they cut me out before I ever thought of just finally accepting it. I'm pretty sure of that. And you know, this other thing, this other aspect of it, for all of you who are empaths, this is the craziest part. How can you be so accurate for everyone else, but not for yourself? I had to sit down with myself and like say this out loud to process it one time, a couple of years back. It was this thing of, okay, my entire business rests on my accuracy in reading energy and circumstance. The entire thing. I'm not just talking about ClairTarot readings. I'm talking about my medical intuition. I'm talking about just the ways in which I just fucking know things. I don't know how to explain it. I could be so fucking accurate for people I've never even met in person, never seen their face, never heard their voice. And I can tell them so much shit about themselves and be so fucking accurate. I can be more accurate than diagnostic testing in the medical field, calibrated machines. I could read more accurately than some of these machines. I can predict fucking disease. Over 13,000 clients. I can't fucking tell for myself. I can tell. I just don't want to admit it. It cuts in a different way when someone who you love and claims to love you, you know they don't. You know they despise you. You know they trigger, or you trigger every single one of their insecurities just by existing, and no matter how much you try and shrink yourself, it's not enough because you still exist. You still exist, and it's not enough. No matter how much you apologize for existing, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's taken me quite a few years to get to the point where my belief now, if it's not enough, if I'm not enough and my effort is not enough, go find more. Leave me the fuck alone. If I'm too much, it's too much for you. I'm too much. I'm too intense. I'm too this. I'm too that. Then fucking go find less. It's no big deal. I mean, you can't live your life like you're cold-hearted. Oh, I'm not. I'm real fucking loving. I'm not a martyr, though. You know, God definitely knew what it was doing, giving me the most raging case of ADHD. You want to know why? Out of sight, out of mind. Literally. Literally. I don't even have a cutoff game. I don't. Some people be like, oh, my cutoff game is strong. I don't have a cutoff game. I don't. Once I make a decision, I move forward. And as I move forward, out of sight, out of mind, I forget you exist. It's not a punishment. It's a reality. That's how my brain works. I forget you exist. It's not a way for me to learn to live with the pain of you being gone. Like, no, I'm not going to crave you. I'm not going to wish we could have this or that. I just move on. I just move on. That's a part of my ADHD. It's a part of my autism. I just move on. That's why I don't wish harm on anyone, because I forget they exist. I'm not even joking. I forget they exist. It's not me being mean. It's me accepting that my brain was calibrated the way it was by Creator itself, because I would need to do this so I can stay focused and use my fuel for the very thing that I was created to fulfill. We have to understand some people exist simply as a distraction, and your soul will allow it to see if you will double down. Hi, Kathy. It's been a long time. I hope you've been doing well. Are you doubling down on your growth? Are you doubling down on focusing on the things that you need to focus on? Because so long as people can distract you, those people will continue to. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. It's probably a bad fit, but doesn't mean they're a bad person. Am I saying that person that I walked away from that's talking shit about me in front of a kid, that they're a bad person? No, they're actually quite lovely. They're very good at staying within the societal parameters. I'm not, though. They're very lovely, very lovely, hilarious, intelligent, beautiful, just very toxic towards me. So they had to go. They had to go. And their little friend, too. That one had to go as well. Because let me tell you guys, if you're going to cut someone out of your life, if you're going to walk away from a toxic thing and you're going to allow a person who is very loyal, very close with that person you just removed, you know what's happening, right? You're leaving that door open. It's like, oh, I'm going to slam the door shut, but it's a fucking screen door. Stop playing with yourself. You're going to do it or you're not. And if you're not ready to do something like that, then don't. Then don't. The whole point here is so that you can finally realize you don't need someone else's permission to make the decisions that are the healthiest for you. You need to make those decisions for yourself. No one knows whether you should or shouldn't. Only you do. Only you do. But if you're going to allow a secondary access point, continued access to you, why'd you walk away in the first place? Why'd you walk away in the first place? To prove a point? I never walk away from someone or something to set an ultimatum or prove a point. When I walk away, I'm never coming back. I promise. When I walk away, I'm never coming back. But to punish you? No, I already made a decision. Once I deem you unhealthy for me, you are forever unhealthy for me. I mean, what if they learn and grow and change? Beautiful for them. Beautiful for them. I mean that. It's beautiful for them. That has nothing to do with me. Because as they were taking the time to learn and grow and change, I was changing myself. Once I see your capacity to be hurtful and harmful to me, that always lives in you. And I will not tempt the demons to breach you again because they were able to breach you in order to successfully access me the last time. I'm good. I'm good. No, thank you. But I'm very happy for you having learned and grown, and you're now a different person. And I hope you have a good circle around you and you sustain that growth and that healing is continued. That's beautiful. But no, you will not be a part of my life again. No. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will not repeat those same patterns. These are patterns. And if you can't be honest with yourself about how these patterns eventually will completely consume you, see, moderation in reverse. You think you can, like, okay, this time I'm just going to keep them at an arm's length. I'm going to keep them at a distance, and we'll take it from there. I know myself. If I let you in my life, you're fully in my life. I don't play that game of halfway. I don't do anything half-ass. If I'm going to love you, I'm going to fucking love you. And if I've already loved you and you fuck that up, then you fucked it up. You fucked it up. What do you want me to do? It's like you have this prized rose bush, right? It's fucking gorgeous, but it has a lot of thorns. And so, like, all those thorns, it just, like, oh my gosh, it's cut you a few times because you were mishandling it. You weren't being careful. So the rose bush, the thorns, gotcha. They bit you. You got pissed at the rose bush, and then you decide to pour diesel all over the roots. And then the rose bush died. It shriveled up. All the leaves fell off. The flowers died. It turned brown. And then some time goes by and you're like, oh man, that rose bush produced the sweetest smells. It was so beautiful. Oh, the softest petals. And oh, why did I ever do that? You know what? I'm going to start watering that rose bush again. It's fucking dead. It's dead. No amount of watering is going to bring that rose bush back. You want another analogy? You ever seen the movie Pet Cemetery? How about you uproot that rose bush and plant it in the pet cemetery? I don't know what kind of fucking demonic flowers you gonna grow. It'll come back. Wicked as fuck. I never bury friendships in the pet cemetery. The one time I did. That bitch still fucking trying. That bitch is still fucking trying. Never met a more wicked person in my life. Every single round of attempt to cyber bully me and all that fucking stupid bullshit, it's all caused by that one individual. Not even joking. How do I know? Because eventually she turns on those people and they reach out to me and they give me all the screenshots of all the messages. Her plotting. Fuck that. Never go back. The one time I convinced myself my naturally existing characteristic and mindset was toxic and that I had trust issues like I'm broken. And I went back trying to rekindle a friendship. First, it's important to note, the first time the friendship ended, I simply let them know I was getting off social media for a couple of weeks, focus on my family, and they freaked the fuck out. And that freaked me the fuck out. And so I blocked them. I was like, oh, this is fucking crazy. That's all that happened. So when I went back, I didn't know they were already working with so many other people to try and harm me. I went back to rekindle a friendship. Like, that was kind of fucked up. I just disappeared. I didn't trust you to give me the time and the space. And I want to see if we can be friends again. No, all I did was give them access to try again what they failed to do the first time when my soul was protecting me. Of all the people that I've come to know, that one person is the only person. Anytime my husband heard me on the phone with that person, he's like, get off the phone with that fucking bitch. I can't stand her. I hope you hear this. And I know she could feel it because she kept insisting that her husbands could be besties. No, he don't want to fucking do anything with you, girlfriend. He don't want anything to do with you. Even before any of that happened, he already disliked you. Yeah. I didn't listen. And when my soul delivered me from that fuckery that didn't get a chance yet, I still didn't listen. I went right back to it. Hell the fuck no. Never again. Once you walk away for good. Don't walk away unless you know for sure that you need to walk away. Exactly, Dominique. He was definitely protecting me. To this day, he still gets so irked by just the sound of her name. To this day. So now, if my husband don't like you, I'm just gonna have to not. We're gonna have to not. And I think today, the only other person that he disliked was that fucking weirdo that ended up being oh no, there's two, both stalkers. One ended up in my brother's house waiting for me till like 3 a.m, and the other one full-on criminal charges filed. When I say I'm going to listen to him from this point on, I will absolutely listen to him. I don't even have to know. You don't like someone? All right, you cut him off. Remove. I'm good. No, thank you. Nope, I'm good. Listen to the people who have your best interest at heart. I'm not talking about people on social media. They don't fucking know you. Stop thinking these people you've never met in person and don't have an actual relationship with outside of supporting them while they are alive, and that includes me. Stop thinking that they want the best for you when they don't know you. Do you know their heart? Quite a few of you have been with me for many, many years. Many, many, many years, almost 10 years. You've seen my heart. I still think you need to listen to the people in your life that you talk to every day more than you would ever listen to me. Let me help you question. Question. That's it. That's it. Don't wait for me to tell you what to think and how to feel. Just let me help you question. Oh, you could qualify for energy assistance. Perhaps this is something you should look into. I just got a notification. It's totally spam, but I like to use my notifications as confirmation. Yeah, it's time. Time for me to go. It is. It's time for me to go. I have to get to the sanctuary. For those in the sanctuary, we have a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. There's a lot of shit happening in the world. There's a lot of shit happening, and we need to discuss. We're going to have a big powwow. I'm going to see you guys in a little bit over in the sanctuary. For those that don't know where the sanctuary is, you have a good day. I'm protective of the space. You have a good day. I love you guys. I will see you again very soon. I didn't realize Sunday is Mother's Day, so I won't be doing expedites on Sunday after all. If you guys celebrate mothers on Mother's Day, may you have a beautiful celebration of the mother in your life. If you are the mother, may you be celebrated. Just kind of want to share my opinion. If there is a mother or mother figure in your life, celebrate her every day. Don't wait for one day a year. Make it a celebration of each other every day. Every day. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week.